Hi guys, welcome back to our mental health matters. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, baby. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad. Serious. Right, I'm going to be talking about sex, and do you know why? Because sex, even though right now you're looking at this video, I'm feeling a little bit awkward. But sex is important in every marriage. It's important in any relationship. I mean, married couples. Any premarital sex is fornication. And any sex out of wedlock is you're married and you're having sex with somebody else. It's adultery. So I'm talking about marital sex. Sex is very important in marriage, in relationship. Even though you're being awkward, sometimes when you post something about sex on a group chat or even amongst your friends, like your group of friends, and you guys like are talking and you talk about sex, everybody starts to feel awkward. Everybody starts to look at you like, this one is the assistant devil. Ha! Assistant devil. Ha! How can she be so raw talking about sex? But sis, you need sex in your life, bro. You need them. Your husband wants it too. And sis, you need it even more. So stop pretending. Let's quit pretending that we don't want sex. That sex is not important. It's very important. Very important. And most marriages, most divorces are because of sex, whether you like it or not. It's because of sex. Most divorces are because of sex. Either your husband cheated and you can't trust him anymore, and you keep nagging and nagging and nagging until the whole marriage comes crashing down, or your wife's cheated and you can't forgive her. Bro, you can't. You can't forgive. You think women don't cheat? Women cheat these days. They cheat. They cheat way smarter than men. A woman can be cheating on you and still be loving you, calling you daddy, sweetie, sugar. But a man, immediately he starts to cheat. He'll forget his responsibility. He'll start coming home late. He'll stop paying attention to his wife. There's so many things that a man don't do anymore because he's sleeping around. So that's why I'm talking about it. I'll be talking about sex until we listen. We need to listen. You act as if you don't like sex. You do. You like it. Anyway, in today's video, it's not going to be a long one. It's not going to be a long conversation, but sex is important in marriage. And a lot of the time, communication is one of the reasons why sex is not happening the way it's happening. Your husband doesn't satisfy you in bed and you can't talk to him. Have you spoken to him? No, I don't know how to tell him. He will think I'm an ashawo. Ashawo, okay. Sis, talk to your husband now. Tell your husband how you feel. Tell your husband he's not hitting the G spot. Tell your husband he's not really getting it right. I speak to some women and some of them don't even know what an orgasm is. They don't even know what coming is. I was married for so many years and I never knew what an orgasm is. And that's the story of so many women. That is the story of most women. And you haven't communicated with your husband. What are you waiting for? What exactly are you waiting for? Sex is communication. Marriage is all about communication. If you cannot communicate with your husband or your wife, why did you marry them? Have you spoken to them? Oh no, I don't know how they will feel. How will they feel? They are your wife. She's your wife. He's your husband. Talk to him now. You don't know how he will feel, but you married him. How can you marry someone and you can't talk to them and you're telling me you don't know how he will feel? He will think I'm an ashawo. He will be like, where did I learn all this style? My dear, you know the style that you want. You know how you want your husband to touch you. The body belongs to you. It's your body. You know how somebody will touch you and it will sweet your body. Why don't you tell your husband that? Why don't you tell your husband, babe, you're not doing it though. Why don't you touch me here? Do it this way. It's very important that you communicate. You're supposed to satisfy your partners. You're supposed to satisfy your husband, your wife when you marry. It's a sin if you can't satisfy your husband in bed. It's a sin if you can't really satisfy your wife in bed. But then again, it won't be a sin if you haven't communicated to them. Communication is very important in any relationship. Very important. You get to know each other through communication. Listen, when you get married to someone, most of 24 hours, in a day we have 24 hours, yeah? You go to work, you do this, you do that, you still have so many hours left. If you cannot talk to this person, why did you marry them? You should be so comfortable with your partner, like two shall become one. Your body, your partner's body should be so comfortable. You should be so comfortable with her body and his body. Talk. Tell him how you feel. Bros, tell your wife how you feel. Tell your wife, whine that waist. Whine that waist. Tell her to whine. Let her whine that waist. Show her how you want her to whine it. Very important. Instead of looking for that thing outside of your marriage, listen, your wife has got it all. She's a full package. She's not just a 3 square meal. She's a buffet. Tell her how you want it done. What is it that you're looking for outside that your wife doesn't have? You haven't communicated. You haven't even told her anything. And now you're saying, oh, my wife, she can't do it properly. She can't have sex properly. She can't give it to me real hard. Oh, he can't do it real hard. He can't this, he can't that. Have you communicated with them? Have you told them how you're feeling? Have you told them where they need to touch you? How they need to keep their waist? How they need to whine it, roll it, do this, do that? Have you actually told them? And when you communicate, there's a way to talk. Oh, don't just say, baby, you're not doing it well now. What is this? What is this? Talk properly. There's a way you will speak to your partner and they will listen. They will listen. Listen, before most of us got married, we didn't know nothing about sex. We didn't even have any idea how to do it. Like, watching porn. Porn is the wrong perception of sex. Most of those people that you see, they are on high, cheap drugs. For them to be able to do all the things they are doing, they're on cheap drugs, my dear. So don't be using porn as a guide, as a tool for learning sex. No. Nobody told us about sex. We had to go into marriage and learn about it. We had to learn about sex. Nobody told us about it. So you need to make sure, as a mom, as your child are coming of age, as a parent, that you talk to them about sex. It's very important. Stop making sex a taboo subject. When sex is mentioned, people are being awkward. People are feeling so uncomfortable. Sex is an important. Sex has health benefits. Go and read it up. I'm not here to talk about the health benefit of sex. Go and read it up. Sex has health benefits. Apart from the fact God created it, so how can it be so wrong? He created sex. So talk, communicate. Stop making it a taboo subject. If you have issue with having sex, if you are not always wet, you are always dry down there, there's an issue. Talk about, seek help. Speak to your husband, speak to your wife, discuss it. Say, babe, this is the struggles I'm having. Look for support, look for help together. Don't put him in the dark or refuse him sex because of your own issue and you make him think that he's the problem. Don't do that. That's witchcraft, my dear. That is not good. You make a man think there's something he's doing wrong when the problem is you and you haven't communicated that problem. Tell your husband, tell your wife what the issue is. They will understand. You married these people. You should be able to communicate with them. You should be able to talk to them. I hope you get me. You get me, man? Very important, yeah? Very important that you communicate. And also, in marriages or relationships, you need to have boundary as well. If there are things that you can't do, you communicate. There's nothing that communication cannot solve. Some people like anal sex. If you don't like it, tell your partner, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this, I can't do that, I cannot do this. And hopefully they should respect your wishes. They should respect your opinion. Okay? Some people like blowjob and you don't do blowjob. You need to communicate and say, I'm sorry, I can't. I really can't wash plates. I really can't do this. Communication is very, very important. Guess what? I knew someone from years back. She got married and I think 3 years, 4 years, no kids. She was a virgin. Her husband was a virgin when they got married. And then from talking, she opened up to me and, spoke to me about what has been going on about sex and how they do it and things like that. And from the discussion, I realized that the man wasn't really coming inside of her. I think with the pleasure of sex, it was just too much for the man to handle. And he comes out, he pulls out, something like that. And from that conversation, I said to her, next time that you're having sex with your husband, tell your husband when he's had to push it in right inside of you, to push his penis inside of you. And guess what? Less than 2 months after that conversation, she got pregnant. And every day she says to me, Steph, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. If not for you, I don't think this would have happened. This lady was busy doing fertility tests, looking at her ovulation time, looking at this, looking at that, going to GPs, going to doctors for support, when the simple issue was just how to get it right, how to actually have sex right. And nobody tells us this. Nobody explains to us about sex. Nobody tells us how to do sex, how important it is. Sex should be part of marriage counseling. It should be part of what churches should include sex talk before couples get married. Very important, because this is one of the things that break marriages. The divorces that we have these days, most go and check, go and read up about it, go and do research about it. Most of the causes of these divorces are sex, infidelity, cheating. Why are people cheating? Probably they are not getting enough, or getting it right, or whatever. Obviously, some people just cheat for any reason. Some people cheat for any reason. To be honest, people just cheat for whatever reason. But most of the time it's sex, isn't it? Sex is always involved. But make it a thing to actually find out what your partner wants, what your wife, your husband wants. Talk about it. Very important. Don't overlook it and think, oh, whatever, they will survive. It's your responsibility as a wife, as a husband, to satisfy your wife, your husband in bed. Marriage bed, you have to make sure that the two people involved are happy, are satisfied. Very important. Anyways, I hope you were able to pick one or two things, and I hope you'll be able to go home and have a conversation with your wife, with your husband, about how to get it right. Yeah, how to do it, how to touch you, how to do sex right for you. Yeah. Anyway, until my next video, keep living life, keep enjoying life, and keep loving yourselves. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Mwah.